that's the whole thing, you see. It's this thing of rhythm. And yes, you ask, well, I see that. What is doing this rhythm? Or who, after all, am I? And as you explore deeper and deeper and deeper into the nature of yourself, you find that you're a rhythm doing a rhythm. And behind that, there's another rhythm doing a rhythm. Your vibrations. And once again, you meet our friend the onion. And who is doing all this? Why, he disappeared. Came around, but there it was, and we were looking for him, and he vanished. And then just when we weren't looking for him again, there he is. Every time we try to see, he isn't there. Now do you see that? That situation is what's called life. The reason why certain people turn to philosophy, why I became a philosopher, was that since I was a little boy, I always felt that existence as such was weird. I mean, here we are. Isn't that odd? Of course it's odd. What do you mean by odd? Well, that's what's different from even.
There's only 6 things really in boxing, and that's all we're going to worry about. So if we're in our normal position, we put one foot back, so left one forwards, right one back, and we can just jab and cross. Nice and simple. And now, because you're not beginners anymore, when we jab, we can slightly lean back, and when we cross, we can pull that forward body into it. So we can jab and cross. So it's a bit awkward learning to lean back when you do it, but it is quite handy when you start getting used to being pushed back in that situation, and that's when you get used to jabbing and crossing. So the jab you lean back on, the cross you lean forward on. Then we've got hooks. We've got a lead hook and we've got a rear hook. They're exactly the same. We slightly lean back on the lead so that we don't fall over, and we lean forward on the rear. Cool. And then we've got uppercuts. Exactly the same. Forward uppercut we want to lean back on. The rear uppercut we want to lean forward on. Lean back, lean forward. And all of these things are controlled by our elbows. So when we're jabbing, it's a nice straight line coming out of that shoulder. Nice straight line coming out of that shoulder. And I'm slightly turning my hand because it's raising my elbow and my shoulder to try and protect myself, because we're looking at it from a self-defense point of view. So if I can do that, it gives them something to hit there. So if I just jab like that, my head's open, but if I jab like that, it starts to cover it up a little bit better. So we're leaning back and jabbing, leaning forward and crossing, leaning back, leaning forward, leaning back, leaning forward. So back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. Dead simple. Cool. Grab a pad. So we're going to go through angling, ranging and circling. Angling is the easiest one to start off with, and it's the one that you naturally do without realising you naturally do it. So if I'm in this position, when I step off here, that shoulder comes forward. That shoulder comes forward. If I step off that side, this shoulder comes forward. Yeah? This shoulder comes forward. It's that side, it's that shoulder. This side, it's that shoulder. When I go back, I've got to muck the shoulders out the way. That way, it's that way. That way, it's that way. So I'm getting the shoulders in, and getting the shoulders in, and then getting the shoulders out, and then getting the shoulders out. So imagine that. So I'm going down, and that's where my shoulder really wants to be aiming towards. My shoulder's coming towards that, my shoulder's coming towards that, my shoulder's getting out the way of that, Shoulders getting out of the way of that. Shoulders getting into that. Shoulders into that. Shoulders out of that. Shoulders out of that. I'll come through and work the stance. So we were jabbing, crossing, along the horizon, up the centre. Yeah? Good. So, if I'm on this way, so if I throw this one, you're going to step that way and use that punch to come into my belly. There we go. Good. So if I throw this one, you're going to step that way and use that punch. Good. That's it. And again, that one. Good. And that one. Excellent. Good. One more. Excellent. Good. You got the idea. Now, you're moving backwards and you're moving that shoulder out of the way. So if you're going that way, you're moving that shoulder. You step back. That's it. Good. And then the other way is to that shoulder. Good. That's it. And again. Shoulder. Good. Shoulder. Excellent. I'll do that. You come out to that way, okay? Good. 1, 2. And then backwards. 3. Good. 4. Good. That's it. And then come forwards again. Yeah. So I'll come with this one. So you go with that one. Forwards. Forwards. Backwards. Backwards. Spot on. So if that was starting to range and starting to get this little bit of distance, the next one is circling, which is a lot easier. We're going to go from the outside to the in because it makes our lives a little bit easier. So from that initial pose there, we're stepping out and down, going out and down. And we're just imagining that fist coming towards us. So I get out the way of it and I'm going down. But the hardest bit is to remember to keep your hands back up on it. But if we can go one way, we can then go the other way. That's it. And I'm using my legs to do this, aren't you? It kills your legs. So, but when I get old with my back, I can't do anything with my back. I can't do that anymore, so I have to do that anyway. So it makes my boxing better. But yeah, you're using your legs to go round that arm, okay? So you've got partners, so if someone puts their arm out, just pop an arm out. There we go. So from there, so I'm going underneath, 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 underneath. Simple as, and this is circling. Yeah?
That's my twirl.
Ranging, so he throws a cross, I range. Come back, he throws a hook, I range. Yeah? Cool. He then throws a horizontal strike. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So that's it. We'll just go back to ranging. So he starts off with that one. Under. 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 See? So we're getting in. We're using that shoulder on the first two. And then we're using it across that. We're getting into that. We'll put the ones where we're getting further away in a minute, but I want you getting used to getting into your opponent. So when he goes for it, I'm getting used to getting into my opponent. See? Nice and simple. Cool. Have a quick play at that. That's it. You got it. Good. Other side. That's it. Yeah, so you're moving out that way to the safe and hitting it with this one. Good. And then when he does the other one, step side, hit it. When he comes across the horizon, go under in it. Yes, it comes across the horizon, go under in it. Other hand. You were so close. Can't go in it. Ah, he's in one of them awkward boxes. Southpaw. Yeah. Go on then. You get to hit him in a minute. Pop. That's it, that one, yep. And then when she does the other one, that one, good. And when she comes across, yes. Yes, good. That's it, you're getting into it, good. Good. With them, you're getting jab, cross, jab, cross. Then you can put in a hook and another hook. And then we'll go back to the beginning again. A jab, across, a jab, across, hook, and fall over. And lie on the floor. Ding, ding, ding. Cool, cool. So, step forward, that shoulder. Good. Step forward, that shoulder. Good. Step back, that shoulder. That shoulder. There we go. Cool. And then step back with the other shoulder. Good. And then step forward, put me in the belly. Belly. Just that hand. That's it. Step forward and put me in the belly. That's it. Good. Getting it. Getting it. Have a quick think. I know it's confusing. we had this strike, the first one that came up, and with the gloves we were able to step in and do that, weren't we? Yeah? We haven't got gloves on. He's got a bit more pain than me, so all I'm going to be doing is slightly moving the range. It's all right, taking that out of the way, striking him in his bicep. Doesn't matter if I'm that way around or that way around. I prefer to be that way around because it's a bit more comfortable. But this is the bit that's the protection, covering this so that it doesn't hit me there. And just striking him into that there. Nice and simple, yeah? Cool, you okay?
Yeah, great.
One more for luck?
Yeah, one more for luck as well.
Good. So that's all I'm doing, covering that so he doesn't hit me with it and striking him in there. And that's exactly that same step that we were just doing and bringing that in. But because I've got a target area now, I can... Which arm? He's awkward, isn't he? Put your arms up. Oh, you want to go that way? Okay. So, yeah.
I'll snatch from.
Yeah, to there.
So he's coming in and then.
Yeah, just in there. Good. Good. So we're just stepping out of the way as we were doing and just putting that into the bicep area. So if Tony jabs me and I'm reaching in and Tony jabs me the other way, that way. If I'm going backwards and going backwards, because of the distance, I can now catch his hand and put it towards my elbow. So it protects my head. Hopefully it starts to damage his fist and his knuckles and all of that bit in it, but it puts me in a better position. So I'm stepping back, stepping back.
Could you defend yourself by bringing your hand down as well?
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of goodies, yeah. When I'm in that position there, I'm aiming ideally to hit him in that, but then yeah, we're easy to get in and start playing with these bits. But yeah, just because I'm getting out of the way, just put that hand up and now we're in a much better position to do this. If I was forward, that makes sense. Now I'm back, that makes more sense to do. So just try a couple of the stepping back off that X. Back, yeah, if you throw the punch from here, I'm going backwards there, like that. Bring that up to the Second cover, but instead of doing that, I'm now being able to step back and break that out there. Yeah? Cool. So if I come to you, so you step back. That's it. Yeah, that's it, yeah. And you see, it hurts. Good, that's it. And then the other side, cover an elbow. Good. And then this side, cover an elbow. Good. And that side, cover an elbow. Good, you're getting it, you're getting it. That's it, good. Yeah, that's all right, it's my practice. It's not the first time you've done it, it wasn't but Bruce Lee wasn't recently. No, it's disappointing. It's the anniversary of his death the other day. Yeah, he was 50 years gone. That's it, good. You're getting the idea, brilliant. Yeah, and it's just this, you go, holy shit, really? Around that side, and I'm stepping off. See how I was doing that? What we were doing before? Stepping off, my hand's coming up to hit his, and then I'm just circling it down and away. Hand straight on there. Thumb up, catch that elbow joint, yeah? Cool. Comes in there, hack. Control. One more just for luck. Hack. Control. Good. So right around that way, just so you can see it from the other side. It's dead simple. This is nice and easy, as slow as it gets. Don't want it. Going to control it. Yeah? Cool, you can do this. We'll have this done in seconds. So we're stepping inside, we're using that arm to take it down. We're hacking it down and bringing it around and coming up to there. Now he's trying to stab me, he's got a weapon on here. So he's then going to push it away, take it off of me, and then come back. Bang, so I've got the two on it again. Now in this position there's lots of things I can do. I really wouldn't want to be passing it back, but for the sake of getting used to doing it as a drill, I'm going to pass it back to the inside, okay? So I go inside, two out, he pushes it away, comes back, take it down, and he goes again. See, we're getting used to that, working as a partnership. Yeah, that was a good one, that last one. And flowing from one side to another, and it's getting me used to going, it's coming that way, damn it, it's coming that way, damn it, and just keep moving with it. Do that, and you knock it out of the way, and take it through. The first thing I'm going to do is go, well, I'm coming back in to stab you again. Coming back, because that's what my focus is on, is stabbing you with this thing. So this is getting you used to moving it out of the way. And as someone would do, it's getting you used to going, okay, stop that, coming back in there, stop that. natural jiu-jitsu tendencies when you're coming through to do that. Great. Doesn't mean we can't do all the bits you already know, because that's all we do.
You're on the floor, Tony.
You're on tone.
That's where you are, man.
Yeah, but yeah, all these bits are just entrances into doing your technique. So once we suss these entrances and you're comfortable with it, it will be literally a case of, there you go, do this bit, go and play with it, and then you put in kotegation, urugaiaku, and all the little bits you love, unikudaki, and yeah. Ah, cool. I mean, oh dear. Yeah, come in.
You being nice about it.
Step in the boat and push it that way. If I just go down, it doesn't hurt as much. It doesn't hurt as much because you're going into the fat. But going in the side hurts a lot more. But see that line there? Aim for that natural line. Yeah, his legs are going. Nice.
You're actually working on lots of collar right now, just let you know.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the pain compliance is a weird thing, and a lot of the points that are on some people that really don't work on other people. But that's why you kind of have to scale it up. So as we were saying earlier, when he was trying to do it, he was saying, well, there's no way in hell I could do a big joint, so I'll go for a little joint. And it might not be able to cause him pain, but if I get him to move or something, then I've got that bit. And then we're saying with that, come up to there, I might not be able to find the right spot in there, but it leaves me round to being able to find the right spots up here. So yeah, you've got to be adaptable, and it's that whole thing about, I'm not going to throw a punch and know you're going to be knocked out, I'm coming in with 20 things. And this is the same, I go, I did that one in training, I really like that. It's not working on him, damn it, I'll move to the next one. What's your punch, grab?
I'm coming for a punch. And nice, strike. Once you can do this one, do it. But for him, because it doesn't work.
Jugular.
Because that will work.
Yeah.
And then gently. But keep holding this arm. Yeah.
The jugular notches, you've got this little groove here, and so what we're looking to do is a fish hook, so you go in and down.
Spin, if you're going to do that, spin for Christ's sake.
I've got my hand on the back here,
Okay.
But yeah, it's not pleasant, it goes in, there we go, and then you imagine doing that with a pointy thing. Yeah. John, so I carry around and torture me 100% of the time. I don't carry around a knife with me 100% of the time. My little one, the idea being if that doesn't blind you, then stabbing you with that and the DNA bits that are going to, because that's what these are called, DNA catchers. If I can get some of your skin into that, then I would tell the police who you are. But also that's all that is. That's just a modern version of a Kubotan that I can legally carry around with me.
You bring it to them.
3, 4, straight line. That's it. And as before, start off just doing the shapes, concentrate on the shapes, what they're doing, and then start to put your body a little bit more into it. And then start to throw the stick. That's it, nice and gently. Work on the technique and that little imaginary X in front of you. What's wrong with you? Now we can put combinations of the strikes together. In the particular style of pekiti that I do, it's called tricom, so it's 3. So that's how we tend to work and how we tend to practice things. So we can do a 1, and then we can do a 2, and then we can do another 2. So we can go 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. And it gets good because rather than you thinking, I'm just going to move in and have that person, you think, oh, I'm going to have that person and I'm doing a second one and I'm getting a third one out. And you start learning to put more than one attack in at the same time. So do 1, 2, flows round the head to 2. 1, 2, 2. So that's 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. We can do 1, 4, 2. 1, 4, 2. 1, 4, 2. 1, 4, 2. So it starts off nice and gently, letting the movement go with the stick. So this is all you need really, Adam. That on its own is enough to practice for 10 years and you'll be fine. And then all you've got to do is swap it over to the other side and the numbers are still the same. So coming from that hip to down there is still going to be a number 1. The opposite's still going to be a number 2. Down is still going to be a number 3. Up is still going to be a number 4. And that's still going to be a number 5 for us. There's about 12 different ones. They've got ones where you go across the forehead and one across that. But don't worry about that. That basic X is pretty much all you need to be able to start playing. And then that's it. All the posh stuff, like you see me standing around doing all of that, those are just add-ons, those are just extra bits. Redondos, abanicos, they're all just extra bits. If you just steamroller into the person, an angle 1 is pretty much all most people need. That'll do. And an angle 2 if you do the angle 1. So next week we'll go over this before we do anything and we'll go over blocking as well and get you a bit more comfortable with blocking. Okay, so the only thing different we'll think about tonight, I'll get you to think about, is these footwork patterns. So we've briefly done the forwards triangle with you. Remember that when we were doing that daft little thing when we were walking around like that? Excellent. And then this is the backwards triangle off of this one. And then when we put them together, we make the diamond so we can go forwards, side, across, back, up and across. And that is pretty much all I use when it comes to fighting with it. So I'm off here on this person comes in to attack me, I go off to this side, and then coming back to take it, and then I'm attacking him, coming back, and then forwards, and then that's pretty much the whole pattern I use in regards to my stick fighting. I might be running after them or running away from them, but these is all I'm trying to put into it. We're going to step forwards and right, feet together, back and right, feet together and across, and we step back, step forwards and across. So we're back to that position where we were again. So we can go forwards, back, across, back, forwards, across, forwards, back, across, back, forwards, across. You see, so we'll just quickly go over it. Remember, there's only the 6 different strikes. So from this natural stance, we can step back with our right foot and our hands can come up here, which is that ichi-munji stance as we call it. And then knee-munji where we make fists. So ichi, which is like 1, knees 2. So first stance, second stance, dead simple. So we had the jab where we were extending, turning over the knuckles a little bit so that it brings up that shoulder a little bit there. That's it. And when we jab, we're leaning back slightly so that we don't overcompensate. And then when we cross, we pivot on those toes, still striking in that straight line, still lifting that shoulder up so we're protecting ourselves. So we can jab and cross, and jab and cross, jab and cross. There you go, you're a third of the way through boxing. There's only 6 things. Cool. So then we've got hooks. Lead hook, rear hook. Go along the horizon. Lead hook, rear hook. Exactly the same. We'll lean back on the front, lean forward on the rear. Back on the front, forward on the rear. Just so that we don't fall over really, and so we're able to hit that person. And then the uppercut, got the lead and the rear. Lead, we're leaning back. Rear, we're leaning forward. Rear, we're leaning back. Forward. Back. Forward. Good. So we've got a jab and a cross, a hook and a hook, an uppercut and an uppercut. Jab, a cross, hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut. So Tony, we're going to do 3 jabs, and I'm going to get practicing my blocking, sampal, open hand striking. So we're up here like that, me and Tony are like that. Cool, cool, cool. Yep. So swap the other side. There we go, so that we're opposites each other, yeah? So Tony jabs, I tap it down. I jab, Tony knocks it down. Good, and you see how we're starting to do that? Remember last week when we were ranging and moving those things? Cool. So you've got me and Tony here. We can move around, we can be at this distance with each other. We're still slightly over and we're still safe. So Tony throws one, I knock it, I throw one, Tony throws one. Good, and then we move around. And then Tony throws one, I throw one, Tony throws one. Good, and then we move around a little bit. Cool, I'll throw one. Haha, Tony throws one, I'll throw one. Good, so we're starting to work in 3s, okay? And then talk to each other so that you give each other a warning. Start to look at what the shoulders are doing and make sure you're moving out of the way. And yeah, but you see, where we naturally want to do this, we're safe, okay? Even if Tony throws his punch at me and I do nothing, I'm safe at this distance. This is where my body naturally wants. We need to get comfortable at this so that we can do it closer. So Tony goes, and I go, and Tony goes. Good, and I go, Tony goes, and I go. And then Tony goes, and I go, and Tony goes, good. And then I go, and Tony goes, and I go, good. And then Tony goes, I go, Tony goes, good. So that we can then start to move in closer and do it safely. Jab, cross, start off, jab, cross, hook. So keeping it nice and smooth, rhythmical, moving. I'm using my core. I didn't say at the beginning, but just about all of tonight is using your core and using these stomach muscles to make it tight. And that's what I'm using to power these shots in. I'm not using my arm strength at all. I'm moving my core into it. So when I jab, I push my core into it. When I cross, the core comes over. When I hook, it's all my core. That's why I can hit, because I've got a big core. Yeah, I put that in before anyone else did. Cool, and you build up that nice rhythm, yeah? Jab, cross, hook, jab, cross, hook. Cool, so fists up, elbows down, chin down, eyes up, keep it that shape, okay? Keep it nice and close. Jab from there, cross from there, hook from there. Good, that's better. Jab, cross, hook, good, that's it. Keep it tucked in, jab, cross, hook, good, that's it. Nice and tucked, jab, cross. Difference if I'm there and I'm doing that, you're seeing what I'm doing. If I'm in close, jabbing across the straight lines, the hook is just me literally lifting my elbow up. So I'm not giving too much away because that elbow is the clue. And if that elbow comes around there to launch it in, yeah, it's coming. This elbow is the key, and the elbow comes in line. So jab, cross. The elbow comes in line and up. That's it, so that I'm not giving too much away. So we jab, cross, up, jab, cross, up, jab, cross, up. I love uppercuts because being little, my hands are down here and I'm naturally doing that. That to me, I can put my body weight, I can lift those shoulders into it. So we jab, cross, uppercut, jab, cross, uppercut, jab, cross, uppercut. Nice and tight, jab, cross, uppercut. Hands high, elbows low. Chin down, eyes up. And breathe. Cool. Look on your face, brilliant. Jab, cross, uppercut. That's better. Jab, much better. Good, cool. Let's go on. Jab, cross, uppercut. Good. Do you want to do it the other way around? Swap your fists over. You jab, you can cross, you can uppercut. There we go. Cross, uppercut, good, jab, cross, uppercut. Remember we're working on these core, so So everything we've done and what we've been working on over here is keeping this in, to the point that when I do this at home, I tense my core muscles up as well when I'm doing it, so that I can make it feel a lot stronger, like I'm hitting things an awful lot better. So we can jab, we can cross. Tony can then go to hit me on the head, a duck, jab, cross. Nice and simple, yeah? A little bit closer. Jab, cross, duck, jab, cross. Jab, cross, duck, jab, cross. And you see, I'm using my core and I'm using my legs. My legs drop me down, my core circles me out. Remember we were doing circling last week? It's just that movement. Because ideally, what I'm doing from this is we're moving off of this. So we jab, cross, as he does that, I'm moving through him in that hook that's just coming through the outside of my body. And it's, oh, okay. Cool. So, jabbing, crossing, duck, jab, cross. Nice cover up, good. Jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, good. That's it, yeah, just do that because you're going to go into something else. So, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, good. Jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, good. That's it, yeah, good. Jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, good. Slight variations on a theme, but when we come in and we were doing that angle one earlier, yeah? If I can do it with my fist, I can turn the fist over and come down, okay? So we can jab, then I can over, down, jab, over, yeah? Jab, over. And you see how I turn it around, I use my hips to bring it around. It's the same line as if I'm doing it with that stick, but I'm doing this to protect me, yeah? Cool, so if I go down with one, then I want to come back up with the other one. So we can jab, over, under, jab, over, under, jab, over, under. And it doesn't take me any effort because I'm using my body to do this again. Jab. Cool, we'll do a couple quick, see what happens. Getting the idea, yeah, that one's coming down, that one's just coming back up. We're using that natural body movement that we were working on with the stick. See, I'm running shit down. Excellent, give it a jab it first with that one. And that one goes over the top. Give it down, that's it. And then that one can come up. Good, see, good, jab. Good. Yeah, see, you get your body into it. It works. So, Tony's doing that centre line stab. I'm stepping off to the side and I'm using that to block it down. Nice and simple, bang. Most important bit, getting out of the way, putting that arm up and hacking it into that spot. He's got a lovely bruise there that I can aim at. It's a little bit too high, I really want to be about there, but he's got a lovely bruise. But I'm just hacking it. So the most important bit, getting off, stepping that round, pivot, get that arm in. Good. Get the idea? Yeah. Quickly, we'll just do 2 minutes on this. Make sure you refresh your minds. Sweet. So we did that the first bit. Remember, we stepped in and did that. We're coming down, putting my hand on his elbow, and I'm getting that nice little lock on there, yeah? And I've got this one locked on there, this one locked on there, so we can start to do all these horrible things. And ideally, what I want to be able to do is push that into him so that then he can't start to do anything. So we go drop, down, push. Drop, down, push. There, so I'm going starting to lock it into him. That's it. Then we move around, drop, down, push. Drop, down, push. Good. At the moment, he's just being a crash test dummy, but in a minute, he's going to start fighting back. And I'm going to teach you ways to do it. Good, you see? So step inside, take it out the way, put my hand on it, and then I'm pushing that energy, pushing him into him so that he can't stab me. Cool. Just go through it. Doesn't need to hurt each other, just needs to be done gently like this. So we step in, take it down, do that. I got to push this on here. If I push this on here, Tony loses the mobility of this knife, and we want him to keep the knife in the game. So if he lifts his elbow up, there we go, suddenly the arm is something I can't do anymore. And then he can put his hand underneath and take my arm off. Yeah, and then if he pulls away really quick, oh, I'm not in a good position, yeah? Cool, so, protects, covers, he lifts his elbow up, comes underneath, takes it away, and then just pivots out of it. Yeah, good. Can be any more simple than that.
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, but this is another one of those things. If I do it, we're using this core and we're using this hips and we're using this bit that we were talking about earlier. So he drops it down there, comes through, I take that up there, I take that off there, and then it's my hips. You can.
The shimmer way,
Yeah.
and then coming and then that.
Yeah.
Then. So that was down there.
Yes.
When you was just doing that, you was then up there.
Yeah, because do that. Because I know you want to do this to me, the way to get out of this is to lift that elbow up.
Oh, I see. You're lifting your own elbow.
I'm lifting my own elbow,
Sorry,
yeah.
I thought you were doing something.
Nah, I want to keep this in the fight. This is the point. And as if I've got this in my hand, all I'm trying to do is put holes in Tony so that he comes out. All Tony's trying to do is to let me not put holes in him. So when we do that, and he pushes it around and goes to put it in me, all of a sudden this now doesn't become something I can use again. If he puts it into there, I'm stuck. I can't use that knife. Got to do that to do it. So if he's got there, I can lift it up. Or when I come back in with this side, is the next part of the technique that we can go on to if we get time tonight. No, that's all right. You're thinking about it. Cool. So go around that way. So nice and simple and slowly, and then you'll all play with it, okay? Steps in, covers it down. As he pushes it in, my elbow goes up so that my hand can come off underneath, and then I use my hips to pivot that knife through his throat. I've got all these soft bits here too, but yeah, we need red ribbons or something like the Kabuto players. So down, in.
Now, if you're successful with that jump,
I'm covered.
he can't retaliate.
That's it, yeah.
So your next move.
The next bit, yeah, I'd still be coming in for it, but yeah, it's exactly right. And all of these things, so like, if he misses that, well, that's fine, he's dead. And then he goes to do that, great, he's dead there. Okay, if he misses that, well, I've got these soft bits up here. And then, yeah, if I come in this way, we can be either person, because there might be a chance that Tony's going to attack me with a knife. And if Tony attacked me with a knife, and I go, oh my God, no, I don't want to be doing this. And then he goes to do that. I go, oh shit, I remember that person could do that. Oh, okay, I don't want him to do that. I can come in and do other things. Or I could disarm Tony, and then I'm coming in to get Tony, and then he does it. So we can be either person in the scenario. And that's why we do these drills, so that we're practicing, yeah. And it's not even when we're doing the pad work, the reason we push the pads back is so that I'm just not standing there being a dummy. I'm learning to move, and I'm learning to tap those pads out of the way as well. We want to get both parts in, because otherwise you're wasting your time. 50% of your time you'd be here, you'd just be standing there letting someone hit you or someone manipulate you. You want to learn both. Even when we're doing kotegation, stuff like that, if I grab Tony and Tony kotegations me, the moment he starts to go doing things, my brain's going, how can I get out of that? Okay, I know the means I can do that. And then if he throws me, good, just carry on. And I go, oh shit, how do I get out of that? Right, I can do things to get out of that, and oh, I can come around here, and oh, I've got legs there and there, and okay, now I'm getting a bit more trouble. How can I get out of this? So all the time I'm being the hooky, I'm thinking of ways to get out of it. Even though I'm letting Tony do that to me, I'm thinking of the different ways that I can move. There's 400 different ways to get out of that. My favourite with kotegage. Yeah. It's just through practice and time. Yeah, do that. Yeah. So if Tony goes to kotegage me, there, that's what I'm looking to do for kotegage. There's a reverse. That's it. So he's got these bits, so he can then go on to something. So this is where we start doing the one move game, which is hysterical and really bad. But yeah, and then we can start moving and working through that. So, and even when I'm on the floor, if Tony puts me on the floor like that, the moment I go down, I'm looking to kick him in the face. And then I'm looking, what have I got here? Oh, I've got legs. So I'm looking at the next step of it, even though I'm being a crash test dummy and letting him. Same when we're doing everything. Thank you. Hey, made me look good. Yeah. Nah, I'm a baddie with a knife and a goodie with a knife. Cool, so just for the last bit, just so that you don't completely forget before I do, stepping in, taking it down, pushing it in, taking it off, cutting me through the throat. Simple as, yeah? It's these simples. I'll do it to Tony. Down, down. You'll get there, cool. You have these three, I'll go and get these three. We'll get them sussed.
Now, summing up, the game that we are playing mostly is the survival game. That is to say, the game ought to go on. Only, the way we play the survival game has a kind of element in it which makes it difficult, because we tend to say the first rule of this game is that it's serious. And that messes the whole thing up.